What's up, everybody? We back with another message, another video. Thank you to all my new subscribers and future new subscribers. You know we do nothing here without God because everything is spiritually led by God over here. We cover the world from a spiritual and physical aspect to get the raw, real, and uncut answers. So anything you hear, anything you see in these end times, may you test the spirits, aka take the words and visuals back to prayer with God, as there are many Decepticons running around in these end times sent from the enemy, had a strong, close, and personal relationship with God. Good, great, and awesome. All right, everybody. So let's just go over real quick here the January 13, 2024 word that the Lord had given me with the dream on top of that. So I just did 150 calls. I'm just going to read the community post to make my life 100 times easier because it's been a long day, but I've been really enjoying what the Lord has had me do. So let's jump into it. The dream first. The Lord showed me outer space, like the earth, and then a moon crescent and stars. Yellow stars, yellow moon, the earth. And the earth kind of had like a small shadow over it too. I don't even think I mentioned that, but I did show it in the visual of the video. Now, then I saw China's flag. The yellow stars, you know, China's flag. Then I saw a rocket going upwards, and in the dream, it was like I was up there with the Lord, and it was this rocket just shooting all over the place. Like, it was so crazy, but yeah, it was going like haywire. But the Lord's words in that dream/word was a project that would give false hope, lead to false hope. Do not be deceived, my children. It is an illusion. So I'm going to break this down for you because at the time my brain didn't quite take it that far, process it this far. But the Lord is so great that he will break things down for us. So rocket. So I'm going to watch my words here to protect this video and so forth. You already know how that has to be. So the NASA, you know, the people that do the studies up in unknown places. Those rockets were out during the eclipse, sound rockets, right? But in the dream the Lord gave me with the green mist being released, the not so great stuff being released, the dream from January 13th, 2024 with the rockets, that was what the Lord was, partly what he was signaling to me. The rockets, the eclipse, the moon crescent, the eclipse, outer space. Y'all get what I'm saying? The rockets that they sent. China's flag equals, and I didn't know this, but Biden and Xi had a meeting with each other. And it wasn't a coincidence because if y'all remember 4 years ago, do the math, 4 minus 2024, you know what year that was. I'm trying to protect everything here. And the spreading of certain things, where did that quote unquote start? Who is Biden having a meeting with? Okay. These leaders don't care for their people. China has been trying to get to space for a long time. CERN is trying to play God, and they're doing anything they can to deceive the people. So China's flag breakdown, moon crescent breakdown. The Lord was referencing his signs, the eclipse hint. The crescent itself was not the main focus. It was the moon and the yellow, and you know, the color, you know how, you know, the signs of the Lord work and how people really talk about that and get a little bit obsessed with it when it comes to the rapture and so forth. Yeah. False hope. That's my next point that the Lord had given me equals. The Lord was talking about false hope for the enemy. So CERN with the portals, NASA with the sound rockets, China, the wicked. They're doing things to try to combat against God. They have this war against our Father. And they think that by doing all this stuff, they're going to be able to get up there and figure things out. It's false hope, a project that would lead to what? False hope. China is not getting into space and doing things that the Lord is not saying they can do. And, you know, the stuff that they did during the eclipse, they think they've got some type of victory, and it's not. It's false hope. But for the people, you know, the false hope also comes from the lack of a rapture happening because of the warnings that were being given out on TV about the state of emergencies and stuff, which is, the Lord says, let's break down this last part, an illusion. So, state of emergencies to cover up wicked plans regarding the eclipse. Also to make people think the rapture was happening even more than they did. Future attempts to do false things in the sky. So that breakdown is, this is making people think, oh, it's over. It's over on the news, you know, the state of emergencies or the National Guard. Don't be deceived. False hope for those obsessing about the rapture as well. So it's so much meaning to that dream and so much fulfillment in a multitude of ways. But the Lord is basically just communicating that the enemy thinks that they got something done and they did it. He's still in control. So I thought that manifestation was just amazing in the way the Lord gave it to me, because I wouldn't have came up with that in full. Like, I would have got some of it, but I didn't know that Biden and Xi was having more meetings. I didn't know that. I know that they did last year, but I didn't know that they did this year. So some told me to look up Biden and Xi or China, and boom. I'm like, ain't no way. That wasn't nothing but the Lord. So I hope that that makes sense to you all with this fulfillment. It was kind of a more of a advanced breakdown, okay? But what I'm going to do is now play for you the old word so you don't have to go and look for it. I will have the link of it in the comment section pinned with all that information. And then I'm going to just bring you all, like I do, the events themselves. You know, just show you all the different things and aspects of the breakdown, okay? But yeah, peace and blessings, and let's move forward. I had a dream that a guy was pointing to outer space. I saw a replica of Earth, so it looked like a copy of Earth while we were standing on Earth. And there were stars around each side of the Earth-shaped figure. And it looked like moon crescents at the bottom of each one. The man, aka Angel in the dream, mentioned China. The stars represented China's flag, so they were yellow-looking stars. The Lord said this: "Do not be deceived, my children. It is a project. It is deception. It is an illusion. It is a false hope. It will launch." Then I see Jesus pointing to a rocket ship, and it's like on a piece of paper, it looks like, or a drawing, like an animated thing, then it just goes up and starts flying around where we are. And I'm like, okay, that was interesting. But yeah, that's just really, really quick. I don't want to make this too long.
A rare opportunity for NASA Wallops Island. Today, a team at the flight facility on the eastern shore sent 3 sounding rockets into the ionosphere. That's the atmospheric layer almost 100 miles above our heads that guides radio and satellite communications across the planet. The big question they want answered: what happens to our environment when the moon blocks out the sun, even just for
a big day, not just here on Earth. Scientists at NASA will be watching today's solar eclipse very closely. The space agency will be sending rockets into the path of the eclipse in an effort to help unravel the mysteries of the solar system. Stephen Bowen joins us.
Ahead of the much-awaited total solar eclipse, U.S. intelligence officials have issued a warning to people to be cautious at large gatherings, fearing threats from extremists. Well, on Monday, large parts of North America will witness a total solar eclipse. In its path, several areas like Texas, New York, Oklahoma, Illinois, Maine and others will come under its darkness for around 4 minutes.
Breaking news from the White House, where President Biden has just finished a phone call with Chinese leader Xi Jinping. NBC News chief White House correspondent Peter Alexander is with us. Peter, good morning. What do we know about this call?
Jose, this call wrapping up within the last 15 minutes or so. It is notable because this is the first contact that President Biden has had with his Chinese counterpart, Xi Jinping, since November of last year, when the two men met just south of San Francisco. It had been 16 months before that since they had last spoken on the phone, all the way back to July of 2022. A series of critical topics these two men addressed, a lot of them following up on that visit you're seeing on your screen right here. The commitment was made late last year that the U.S. and China would resume its direct military-to-military communications. That is already taking place just a month after they first met. The chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff spoke virtually with his counterpart in China. The U.S. wants to make sure that those conversations between top military officials on both sides continue. They focused, according to a senior administration official, on the topic of Taiwan as well, where the U.S. policy remains the same, but it also is a serious concern for the U.S. right now.